into my pocket. Read to him the 29th scroll, 6th verse.
Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among God's primates, he kills for sport, or lust, or greed. Yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him. Drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
I found nothing in the cave to alter that conception of man, and I still live by its injunction.
All right, Shalom. We the brothers of Great Millstone, the church in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, want to give praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakaka. Yeah, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also would like to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in His work. And as always, you believe it's the Akim as well as the Aqua. Those of you who see these teachers as well. So yeah, we back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And as always, you know, we come under the banner of prophecy. And one of the more emphatic prophecies that's fast approaching is the overthrow of Esau, the so-called white man, which would be by way of a thermonuclear holocaust, okay, World War III. And that has proven to be somewhat of a challenge and a stumbling block for most to get over. You know, we're going to just throw this out there. You know, this truth is not for the masses of the people. And certainly we're not on a campaign to bring in all so-called black people. And that's why people err, especially you so-called leaders amongst Israel, you self-proclaimed leaders amongst Israel. In most cases, you look to bring all of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans together, despite them having different opinions, you know, and it's all about numbers. And it's usually driven by filthy lucre's sake, you know. But the point is, this truth is not for everybody. You know, this form of teaching is only for the serious-minded, those of you who understand the power in which you're dealing with, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And pursuant to the book of Exodus, the 15th chapter, in the 3rd verse, the Lord is a man of war, okay? And ultimately, that's going to be manifested as we move into the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven will be forged by war. It will be brought in by way of war, okay? And that's why the so-called white man is on the scene. Real quick, can you give me, unless you have some, give me Genesis, the 27th chapter.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse 40. It reads, "And by thy sword shalt thou live."
Yep, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And that's dealing with who? Esau, the so-called white man, right? Which a sword is an instrument of war. And that sword has morphed and have progressed, if you will, over the centuries into the modern day gun, you know. But ultimately, those ICBM missiles, man. See? Go ahead,
It said, "And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck."
Yep. So Esau was given a sword. Okay, and that sword again has progressed, it has morphed, it has advanced into the weaponry that you have today. All right. Matter of fact, let's prove that. Give me Revelation, the 6th chapter and the 4th verse.
I'm gonna get this in the blue letter real quick. That Revelation 6 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's going back to what you said that is he got the sword at the highest degree, you know.
That's right.
So this is the book of Revelations, chapter 6, and in verse 4 it reads, "And there went out another horse that was red,
Yep.
and power."
And so like you, hey, we constantly go through this, and it's noteworthy, you know. We are compelled to go into it again. That horse that's red is the so-called white man. All right, that horse is symbolic to the power that was given him. You know, pretty much there's a power that will be red. Now, when you go into the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, that color red is synonymous with Esau. And that's the spirit. We went into that color last night. Colors is a method to that madness. Hey, but you're gonna find out Yahweh Shema Shah is a perfectionist, man. Everything has a level of understanding that comes with it. You know, hey, that's why the scriptures say the uncorruptible spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah is in all things. So even when you consider the colors have a meaning. And in this case, red symbolizes a warning. You know, you are to yield, to stop. You know, you driving down the street, you see a red light, then you stop. Okay? Well, that's the same with the so-called white man. And we briefly touched on that last night. Let's just say the natives would have knew that color red was synonymous with danger. They would have never let him come over. They would say, oh, shit, you know, the Lord put a mark on this man so you could know that he was that beast man that we just saw in the opening clip. Right? So go ahead.
It says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth."
Yeah, and that's dealing with the so-called white man. Again, this man, you know, in his pursuit to power, it was riddled with bloodshed. He left nothing but blood and carnage in the wake. And certainly, this man's very existence, his very being, his presence contributed to peace being taken away from the planet Earth, man. If you don't believe me, explain World War I and World War II, which, by the way, you're going to see a lesson that Esau himself played a part in those wars, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It reads, it says, "And that they should kill one another, and that was given unto him a great sword."
And that was given unto him a great sword. And we just read in the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, when he received that great sword. Which, by the way, who gave him that sword? It was really Yahweh Shah. Okay? Because all the blessings that you receive on the right-hand side as well as the left-hand side comes from the heavens. Matter of fact, let's prove that before we go further. Give me St. John 3, I want to say in 27.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 3, and verse 27. "John answered and said, A man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven."
So hold up, did not the scripture say Esau was given a great sword? So it was the Heavenly Father himself through Yahweh Shai, which is his hand. You know, you give somebody something, you give it by way of your hand. It was Yahweh Shai in the form of Isaac who gave this man this technology, man, so you can understand. Okay? So now let's go back to where you at, Doc.
I'm gonna get that word great, back in Revelation 6 and 4, and it reads, this is Strong's G 3173, and I'm gonna get to the point. It reads, "Used of intensity and its degrees." It says, so pretty much is like I said, we at the height of the sword, pretty much. You know, that's why it tells you in the book of Isaiah, the 9th chapter, you know, back then it was filled with garments rolled in blood and confused noise, talking about, you know, sword hitting shields and you hear bones crackling. You know, it was pretty much an up and close battle, you know. But it said, but this form of war that's about to happen is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. So we're in this modern age, you know, where these weapons have pretty much morphed to its highest degree, man. You know, that's why you see that's why the scriptures spotlight Revelation 9th chapter where it talks about World War One, talks about them fighter jets. Then World War II took it a step further. It ended all by the way of them dropping them bombs on them gooks. But that was just a prelude to this battle right here, man. You know? But it said that great meaning at its highest degree. You know, but you got it a lot.
Yep, that's a great point. You know, when you go into that word degree, Salakia, one of the words that is level. You know, that's why you say someone might say if you have a degree, what form of degree you have? Well, I have a doctor's degree or a bachelor's degree. So war is going to be taken to its highest level under the watch of this damn devil, man, because that was his blessing. See? Yeah, so you got it. Let's read that one more time. Revelation 6. Let's run back through it.
This back, Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4, it reads, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another.
Right, and that's where you get your World War One, your World War II. All right, these devils killed one another with that sword, man. See, and like you mentioned, World War One was a global war, but World War II was a step up. It leveled up, man. And this sword is going to actually extend to its perfection, its climax, and that's going to be in the form of World War III. And it goes back to gradualism, and which is the ways of the serpent. Which, by the way, the same old serpent in the garden has now morphed and grew into this fire-breathing dragon. See that? So that's why you see this sword. It pretty much it growed into what you see today. See that? All right, you got it up.
And continue on. It says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
See, and that was given unto him a great sword. Now that sword was given to him again back in Genesis the 27th chapter, right? It was given from on high, you know, through Isaac. That sword has now become great, and the brother looked up that word great. Degree, you know, a certain degree. It has morphed again, it has leveled up into where now. All right. Now with that, can you give me Isaiah the 54th chapter, unless you got something?
Matter of fact, yeah, real quick. So like, matter of fact, let me go and get that Isaiah. Yeah, let me get that Isaiah 54.
Come. If you got something else, you can bring it out though.
No, because it just slipped my mind, you know. So I just get. This is Isaiah 54 in verse 16.
Hey,
behold.
And I want to say real quick, you know, when you go into these scriptures, it really narrates the things that took place. You know, the scriptures pretty much spoke these things into existence. And what we're about to read here, you're going to see that the Lord gave Esau the technology to sharpen up that sword, if you will. You know, to advance further the technology that he had. You know, when you go back to the for an example, the Roman Empire, hey, they had iron. You know, they mastered in iron, that sword. You know, they had spears and javelins and so on and so forth. But then you see now, right now in the time period that we're in, the same Romans, which is the Edomites, they back today, and they have advanced. That blessing has grew. See, that technology has been furthered into what we see now, and we're about to go into that. You can't go into any other text, any other source that captures what you're witnessing right now. And you know, World War III is a big deal, man. And you got a lot of world leaders. You know, they'll sit down, they'll compromise to halt or to stop World War III because they understand the repercussions of it, right? So World War III is something that can affect each and every person on the planet Earth. See that? So when we push that in the ministry, right? When we preach that and we merit it with the scriptures, part of the ministry, then this is what separates any other form of teaching out there. See that? This is the only source, the only text you can go to, and it'll give you detail concerning, World War III, man. Which again, we're gonna throw it out there. It's biblical, and we're about to go into it. Go ahead, Doc.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire.
Right. So the Lord said he created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire. Now this smith, which, when you go into the ancient world, you had your blacksmith, and they was responsible for creating these weapons of war. Whether it was in the form of swords, obviously, and shields, javelins and spears and arrows, right? But the modern day smith would come in the form of these scientists, who splash these different atoms together and create these bombs, man. That's what the scriptures is going into. The Lord actually created the smith, or in other words, the scientist that has created these weapons. Read it again, huh?
Behold, I have created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
And bringeth forth an instrument for his work. Now you got to ask yourself, what is this going into, man? All right, first and foremost, what's the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? Well, the work of the Heavenly Father is to overthrow Esau, man. Matter of fact, real quick, before we go back there, let's go to Malachi. Let's go to Malachi, the first chapter.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4, it reads, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build.
You caught that, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Thus said the Lord of hosts. And you go into that word host, it goes into armies. Go ahead. Hey, and that's the true nature of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua have eluded the understanding of, first and foremost, you Christians out there, man. You don't understand the Heavenly Father and His Son and their true nature. Okay? Hey, that's why, what was the statement Yahushua made? Think not that I come to bring peace, man, but a sword, man. This is the climax to this drama. Okay? The Lord is going to overthrow Esau in a violent overthrow. See? Go ahead,
Said, thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right. So the so-called white man, he did build. He returned and rebuilt the desolate places. The Lord put a resilient spirit on these devils, man. After they fell out of power in the form of the Romans, and they came back into power here in his lifetime with this current beast system, which really, when you go into it, it parallels the ancient Romans, man. But the Lord said they would build, but ultimately he would throw down. Go ahead.
It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people whom against the Lord have indignation forever.
Yep, and the people in whom the Lord will have indignation forever, and that people will be the Edomites, all right, the so-called white man. See? All right, so that was it on that, right? Let's go back.
Back Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire.
Right, so the Lord created Esau to bring forth this technology. And we're going to get into that. Go ahead.
It says, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
And that bringing forth an instrument for his work. Now, real quick, give me Isaiah 28 and 21.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 21. For the Lord shall rise up as in Mount Perazim. He shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work.
That he may do his work, his strange work. Now we know in Gibeon, the Lord, it was an aerial attack, man. Which, the Lord, when he sent forth, I believe you go into 2 Samuel, the 5th chapter, where the Lord, where King David came to the Lord, and the Lord gave him pretty much a war strategy to compass the Philistines. And the Lord told him that the attack will come from the top of the mulberry trees. See? So the Lord said he's going to work his strange work. Now give me Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 16. Because when you go into, for an example, the days of Noah, and Noah prophesied, that destruction at that time, right? It was strange to the people. Why? Because it never was rain. See? Well, guess what? This is what makes this prophecy, the destruction of America, so foreign to you people. Because you never saw something, on this scale. You had your skirmishes to break out. You have forms of war, right? But you never heard of such a thing where you have a million missiles to pelt this place, America, man, or a certain land in general. Nobody have heard of such a thing. See? So that in itself is a strange work. All right, go ahead, Doc.
God, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, 16 and 16. For the ungodly that deny to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm. With strange rains.
Oh, with what?
With strange rains.
With strange rains. Go ahead.
Hails and showers. Were they persecuted? Yep.
Salaki, finish it off, huh?
Con, it says, with strange rains, hails, and showers, were they persecuted that they could not avoid, and through fire were they consumed.
Yep. So strange rains, right, is in the same breath with fire. See that? So that's concerning the destruction that's fast approaching, man. Which again is strange, and it's actually a strange, but nevertheless, it's the work of Yahweh Shema Shah. And that's why you have the so-called white man. His very being, his very existence is to bring forth this destruction. Real quick, before we go back there, can you give me that in, I want to say, is that Proverbs 16?
Okay.
And 4?
Yep, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and 4. It reads, the Lord have made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil.
See, yep, even the wicked, which we know pursuant to the book of Malachi, the 1st chapter, the wicked would be the so-called white man. So this man was created for the day of evil. The Lord gave this man the technology, the wisdom of Haman that you read about, going back to these scientists, these German scientists. Well, the Lord created them and designed them for this moment. See? So now let's go back to Isaiah 54. Unless you had something?
Yeah, I can make a quick point.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, that's why going back to Revelation the 6th chapter, it says power was given so they can take peace from the earth. That's why it tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, it's a season purpose for everything. And it was a season for war. That's why the Lord gave Esau the power, man.
Right.
Let's go back to that. Isaiah 54 and 16.
So again, yeah, the wicked was actually created for this moment, man. For the day of evil. All right? You got it up.
God, Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that blow up the coals in the fire. that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Right. So the
And
Lord created this swift scientist, all right, to bring forth this instrument for his work. And we just read, well, the Lord's work is a strange work, which is going to be manifested in the form of those strange rains. See, go ahead out.
it says, and I have created the waster to destroy.
Yep, and that waster is those ICBM missiles, man, to destroy what? America. Okay? So the Lord said he created the smith. Now, real quick, let's go into what you got.
Come on. All right, this is from Wikipedia. Abraham Esau.
Oh. Hey, can you hey, what's this guy name?
Abraham Esau.
Abraham Esau. So, Ak, if you can pull that up, if you can share that.
Oh, you don't see it?
Oh, well, no, I don't see it as yet. It might be a delay on my end. I don't know.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. You see it now?
No, I don't see nothing yet. I just see us.
This thing tripping. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it now.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay, Salakia. This is Abraham Esau.
Yeah, first and
Abraham
foremost. Hey, first and foremost, Abraham Esau. You can't make this stuff up, man. Now remember, the Lord said he created the smith or the scientist, you know, that will bring about that weapon of mass destruction. Yep, you got it up.
Con, this is Robert Abraham Esau. He was a German physicist, a Teemanite.
Yep. That teaming.
That's it.
Yep, this all goes back to the scriptures, man. Yep.
I just read the first paragraph, then I jump down.
Okay, come.
Is after receipt of his doctorate from the University of Berlin, Esau worked at Telefunken, where he pioneered very high frequency waves used in radar, radio, television, and he was the president of the Deutsche Telefunken Verband. During World War I, he was a prisoner of war of the French. He was repatriated to Germany in 1919. In 1925, he was appointed professor of the University of Jena, where he also served as a rector. From 1933, Esau was the state counselor in Thuringia. All right, let's see. Let me jump down to the third paragraph. It reads, during World War II, Esau was one of the most powerful physicists in Germany. It reads,
Hey, now you know this, right? You see this guy, you know, you see World War I and World War II attached, you know? to this guy, man. Yep, you got it up.
Matter of fact, Salak, let me jump up on this.
Okay, come.
Yep, because it's going into it. I start at this. It says when the HWA gave control of the project to the RFR in 1942, Esau became the plenipotentiary of nuclear physicists and was in control of the project.
Yep, see that? Of nuclear, this guy Esau, right, was in control of the nuclear physics program.
Esau. It says,
Hey, real quick, let me see real quick. Let me see if I can get this to load up. All right. It says is the field of physics that studies atomic nuclear and their interactions. Other forms of nuclear matter are also studied. Yeah, this is from Wikipedia. They got all type of charts and shit. Hey, when you see it goes back to Isaiah the 54th chapter. The Lord said He created the smith that will create these weapons of mass destruction, man.
And then say something too,
Yeah.
Hey, that's what you see, man. The one that's really the Smith is the one that's in the lab coat, man. You know, and it tells the Lord He showed his strength and weakness. That's on all levels, man. You got this some fragile nigga with glasses and a lab coat. He in his mind, the Lord put in his mind to give him the technology to create a weapon of mass destruction, man.
Wow. That's it.
Yep,
you got it up. You can read that again.
Back in the article, it reads in 1944, Esau became the plenipotentiary of the High Frequency Engineering and Radar Working Group. During World War II, Esau was one of the most powerful physicists in Germany. And after World War II, until 1948, Esau was a prisoner of war of the Dutch. From 1949, Esau was a visiting professor of a shortwave technology at the RWTH Aiken. From 1953, he was also head of the High Frequency Engineering of the German Aeronautical Research Institute. Let's see.
Hey, that's pretty much it on it. Unless you got something else on it.
I mean, that was the only thing I kind of got out of it was pretty much that was at the top for real.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
But you see where it goes back to this guy, man. And he wasn't just a regular guy. He was headed. He was set up as head over the whole program. Yep, and that's the spirit right there. Matter of fact, let's go there. Get 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, because Esau, this is his inheritance. He was given that technology, man. All right, go ahead,
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
And that prophecy, that prophecy was fulfilled when we fell from grace, if you will. You know, when we was chased out of our land and scattered and driven out throughout the world. That was their falling away. See, that prophecy was already fulfilled. Go ahead.
It says, it reads, in that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
See, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that word son there is because this is his inheritance. You know, you give your inheritance to your son. What was Esau's inheritance? Perdition, man. And we read that in the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter. Matter of fact, could you go into that word real quick? Perdition.
Mm-hmm. And I got a precept real quick.
Oh, you got it up?
This is the book of Job 20. And I start at 28. It reads, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High.
Yep. So this is his portion. Matter of fact, look up that word up.
You want that? You want that first?
Matter of fact, let's look up that first. Then we'll
okay.
Go back.
All right. This is back in Job 20. That word portion. The word portion, Strong's H2506. It reads inheritance.
Yo, there you go. Hey, now you know when you go deep into that word portion, one of the words that is destiny. But this is Esau's inheritance. That's why he was given the technology. You know, that's why, again, these scientists, they're driven by, you know, going into a damn lab and concocting some atoms and putting them together and coming up with a damn weapon of mass destruction. That's his inheritance. That actually goes all the way back to Isaac giving the sword to Esau, man. When he was given that sword, it wasn't just the physical manifestation of a weapon. It goes into having the blessing of that weapon, the ins and outs, knowing that weapon. Oh, when you consider how these guns are created, man, you know, these high efficient weapons that can, you know, shoot out bullets, you know, the way they are designed. Oh, it was a footage. It was some footage. I don't know if you saw it. When you had the Edomite, he created this damn gun where he was sitting down and he was just rolling. You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
And the shit was just shooting out bullets, man. He just created that shit himself, man. Yep. They got weapons like pocket-sized weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got these smart bullets. So when Isaac gave him the sword, he gave him the technology to further and advance that sword, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his inheritance. See, you got it up.
It said inheritance. It reads share territory, a reward from the Most High.
Woo! So you know what? That goes into what Yahweh told Peter. He that taketh up the sword shall die by the sword, man.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord gave this man this sword as an inheritance. He gave this man this technology really to kill himself. That's his reward. You know?
I see some too, because you know, Isaac, he really put a curse on Esau when he gave him that sword.
Yep.
That was really a curse. You know, that's why I tell you, they continually gathered together for war. But also it tells in the scripture, his own counsel gonna cast him down. So by the very same thing that brought him up and got him into power, that's what's going to take him out of power.
Oh, matter of fact, let's get that before we go back. Proverbs 26 and 27. Mm-hmm. Hey, and these are the secrets of war, man. You know, this is the method to why you're going to have World War III. It's all an effort to overthrow Esau, man, in a show of brilliance by Yahweh Shema Shah. The Lord is going to take this man out the same way he came into power. You know? And already sanctioned from the very beginning. Again, this is why Isaac gave him the sword. You got it up.
Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein.
Mm-hmm.
And he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him.
That's right. And this man did roll that stone. That stone is symbolic to his weaponry, man. You know, with this man in these different airstrikes. You know, and it was all an effort to seize control of the planet Earth. This is how this man received the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. It was by way of his sword. That's why the scriptures say, and by thy sword thou shalt live. So this man have never sat down and diplomatically worked anything. It was always by way of his sword. See? But that very same sword that he inflicted on the nations, see, the Lord is going to bring it back. It's going to return upon his own. Right? Matter of fact, give me Isaiah 34 real quick and 5. And you still holding that other one, right?
Come.
You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 5. It reads, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
It shall come down upon Idumea. And when you go into that word Idumea, it's a Greek word for Edom, which those of us in the know, we understand perfectly well that that's concerning the so-called white man. Right? Continue.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Yep, and that goes back to what you said. That blessing was really a curse. When the Lord blessed Esau with the sword, that was actually his curse, man. You know, the same things that make you laugh, make you cry, so to speak. All right, so let's go back up.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Mm-hmm.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
See, the son of perdition. All right? So his inheritance, that's his inheritance. Perdition. Now, real quick, let's go into that word perdition.
It's that word perdition. Strong's G684. It reads, destroying, utter destruction.
Utter destruction. This is what Esau is going to inherit. Hey, that's why the Lord is cold, man. That's why the Lord had this man driven, you know, to make weapons of mass destruction. The Lord put the spirit on these scientists to come up with the very weapons that's going to be to his demise. That's why he's known as the son of perdition, man. See, go ahead.
I got some real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Woo. So, yep, that's Esau's heritage, to be laid waste. And that's cold. Everything about the so-called white man symbolizes being wasted away, from his appearance, you know, him not having any melanin in his skin, you know, to his diet, you know, everything he pushed, man, his legislations, it all contributes to wasting away. You know, for an example, here it is. This man is on a campaign to push forth, you know, homosexuality. Well, guess what? You're not going to get life out of that. Let's say if you was to let this man continue at this rate, at this pace, man, it won't be no end of reproduction. It wouldn't be reproduction, man. Because this man turn everybody into homos. See, so that's a form of everything this man touching, wasting away. See? So his inheritance, everything that this man has is going to be blown away, man. It's going to be done away with. See? All right, go ahead,
this back in this word perdition, it says utter destruction of vessels. It says a perishing, ruin,
Woo!
destruction.
There you have
It
it.
just says
Oh, Salaki, read that again.
die.
Die. Hey, so this man is the son of destruction. He's the son of perdition.
Mhm.
And that's why he was given the technology, to bring forth these weapons of mass destruction. That's why he was given a sword. So he could take himself out, man. See that? And this is why Yahweh Shema Shah is really greatly to be feared, but ultimately, greatly to be praised. Because the Lord knew the whole time that this man would pretty much embark on his own ruin. You see? He would be the very one to himself, right? His own doings, his own works would contribute to his downfall.
Mhm.
See that? So again, going all the way back to Genesis, the 27th chapter, where the Lord gave this man the sword, the Lord in the form of Isaac gave this man the sword. It was for his own ruin. See? So you got anything else up?
I ain't got nothing.
Hey, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in his work. And as always, you believe the Akim as well as the Aqua. Those of you who subscribe to this truth as well. Until the next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
ETA, the ball.
Soon.
There it is.